These property taxes hurt seniors, they hurt middle-class families, they hurt young families, they hurt everyone in New Jersey because they're done without regard to your ability to pay them. This cap will permit there to be no greater increase than 2.5%. Now, it will also put this in control of the people of the municipalities, and that's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a good thing to increase participation in our democracy. More people, I guarantee you, if a property tax proposal is on the ballot, are going to get out there and vote in November when they know they can have an effect directly on how much they're going to be paying in taxes. So we put 33, I'll just give you the highlights, we put 33 specific bills on the desk of the legislature for their consideration regarding all of these reforms. And I think finally, after 3 decades of passing the buck, we're going to finally stand up and deal with this problem. We're going to build a sound fiscal foundation for our state. We're going to say no to those who refuse to understand that the days of something for nothing are over, and the days of shared sacrifice are here. We're going to stand up to the entrenched special interests that are unused to having the truth told to them without regard to the political consequences. And we're going to stand up for the future of our children and our grandchildren, a future in New Jersey that is hopeful and optimistic and full of opportunity and prosperity, in a private sector that is growing and in a public sector that stops the annual grab for taxpayers' wallets. The legislature needs to do their job. They need to put Cap 2.5 on the ballot this November as a constitutional amendment and let the people decide how their government should tax them at the local level. We need to get rid of these out-of-control property taxes. We need to put them back under the control of the people. And we need at the state level to finally say no to the public sector unions who believe that they have a birthright to ever-increasing taxes, a birthright to ever-increasing benefits, a birthright to ever-increasing pensions. This, in my opinion, is the public issue of this decade. If we do not change course, if we continue to allow the tail to wag the dog, if we continue to allow a minority group of union leaders to define for us our standard of living, then we are bound to be Greece. We are bound to be buried under a mound of taxes and debt that our children will not be able to dig out from. Because remember this, we're going to be fine. We've survived these problems in the short term, and for the number of years we have left, we'll be just fine. This is about our children and our grandchildren, and what kind of New Jersey they're going to be able to live in, if they're able to live there at all, and what kind of America they're going to have to live in. And so the stakes here are no less than the future that we want our children and grandchildren to have. And that's the way I'm going to continue to frame this issue and talk about it in New Jersey. And everyone here at the Manhattan Institute, those who work on these ideas and those of you who support the work of these ideas, are going to be integral to the fight that I'm talking about. Because if we don't stand up and say we are ready and willing to take on the tough fights and make the difficult decisions, then we are, in my opinion, abrogating the most solemn responsibility we have as human beings. And that is to leave this place better for our children and grandchildren than it was left to us. I ran for governor because I was born and raised in New Jersey, and I love our state, and I want our children and grandchildren to be there as well. And even more, I want your children and grandchildren to be able to choose to live where they want and have a life that they can afford to live with optimism and with hope and with the great spirit that typifies our great country. And so the fight is engaged, ladies and gentlemen. The battle lines are drawn, and it is up to you. I've already staked out my position, and I'm going to live or die politically, although the teachers union have prayed for the alternative. I will live or die by the results. It is the ground we have staked out as Republicans in New Jersey together. And it is the ground we will stand on and fight for over the course of the next decade. And if we're successful, we're going to have a greater New Jersey and a greater America because of it. So thank you all very much.